What can celebrating our 100th episode teach us about pressing on? Well, I got some thoughts on that in just a sec. Welcome to the show. I'm Daniel Dalp, and this is For Your Sunday Morning Drive, the short podcast with the goal of providing some motivation, drive, and encouragement on your way to worship, and helping you recenter your mind on those spiritual things on a hectic Sunday morning. Before we get started, I want to say a huge thank you. I wouldn't still be here doing this show 100 episodes later if it weren't for the support and encouragement of the wonderful brothers and sisters that listen. If you've been here since the beginning, or if you've joined us somewhere along the way, thank you. If you've rated and reviewed the podcast, taken the time to send me a note of encouragement, been a guest, if you've donated to help me keep the lights on, or if you've shared the show with a friend, know that this episode is dedicated to you. And I pray that in some small way, I've been able to encourage the kingdom. Much more to say on that in the episode proper. I think that'll take care of it. So, for the 100th time, let's get the show on the road. This is episode 100, Measured in Milestones. Let's go to church.
Are we there yet?
Wow, we made it. 100 of these things. I can hardly believe it, to be honest. And I'm proud of that milestone. I took some time this last week to look at some podcast stats, and it looks like about 90% of podcasts quit after 10 episodes. So it feels like something to celebrate, but I struggle with that, amid imposter syndrome and the constant inner battle with doubt. And then there's that fine line that sometimes we walk between being proud of an accomplishment or proud of something that we've done and being filled with sinful pride. And amid all of that, I have to ask myself, what accomplishments, what milestones are truly worthy of celebration? I've been pondering that question a lot in the weeks leading up to this episode. And originally I was bouncing back and forth between doing something grand and complex or even not celebrating it at all and releasing an episode business as usual. But a good friend of mine encouraged me and said it should be celebrated. So that's what I'm choosing to do. Celebrate the milestone, but also not forgetting to celebrate what got us here. Because sometimes I think we only find big accomplishments worthy of celebrating, but not the everyday triumphs that are building blocks of those bigger things. I don't want us to forget the good in the small things. And I think this is especially true when it comes to faithfulness, to our Christian walk. And I know this is going to sound cliche, it might even sound cringe, but it's true. When we only celebrate the destination and not the journey, we often only view those, quote, big accomplishments as meaningful. How this plays out spiritually is that we view certain times or certain seasons as spiritually significant to the exclusion of others. For example, generally, the two most celebrated times in a Christian's life are their baptism and their funeral. Have you ever thought about that? The crowning achievements, right? I get it. The coming to and the going to Christ. The decision to put him on and then finishing the good fight. Those are good things. But if we are to only celebrate those two moments, think of how much we're missing out on. In podcasting terms, it's not the 100 alone that is significant, but everything from 1 to 99. The journey. And think about the spiritual journey. That baptism would have never happened if there was never that very first moment when we picked up the Bible and asked, what is this? The victory of finishing the course and keeping the faith didn't just happen. That race was filled with adversity, and finishing it came about from the growth that took place trial after trial and test after test. I think Jesus frames this idea really well in Luke 9:23. And he said to them all, if anyone wants to come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. Notice that, daily. You see, the Christian life is built on those ordinary days lived faithfully. Yes, maybe it's defined by the destination, but it's proved in the journey. And those daily milestones where we pick up our cross and choose Christ, those are worthy of celebration, as small and insignificant as they might seem to us. Those milestones aren't the whole road, but they are a marker that reminds us of just how far we've come. Because those small spiritual acts have a huge spiritual influence. In the same way, though, let's not settle for the small victories, because we can celebrate the small wins without getting comfortable in mediocrity, with keeping that the norm. Keep pushing forward. Philippians 3:13 through 15 puts it this way: Brothers and sisters, I do not regard myself as having taken hold of it yet, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and reaching forward to what lies ahead, I press on towards the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Celebrate progress, yes, but keep moving forward. Recognize those good things in the moment, but let them spur you on to greater things, because gratitude for what God has done should fuel greater faith tomorrow, not keep us stuck in today. So yes, I think we should celebrate this milestone, and I hope we remember where we've been, and I really hope this podcast has helped you on your spiritual journey. Just a short reflection in the car, a verse that sticks with you all day. Maybe a shift in mindset before stepping into worship. These small moments can compound over time. In between the "are we there yet" and the "we're here" of life, there are thousands of little moments of faith that can help move us along towards our destination. Let me encourage you to recognize them, but keep pushing forward to better things. Episode 100 is certainly a milestone worth celebrating. And Lord willing, the next 100 will be built the same way the first 100 were, one drive at a time. Well, those are my thoughts for your Sunday morning drive. Now it's time to hear yours. Our discussion questions for this week are: what are some small victories in faith that you should celebrate this week? How have some of those small things culminated into big moments of faith? And why do we sometimes settle or get stuck in the small moments instead of pushing ahead? Hey, thanks for listening. I hope you have an excellent day of worship. Here's to 100 episodes. And I gotta tell you, this has been fun. Let's do 100 more. And I'll see you Sunday.
We're here.